can do this. Hey guys, it's Kim here. Welcome back to my vlog channel. It's been probably like 2 months since I've last uploaded a video on this channel, so I thought that I would make this video to explain to you guys what happened, what went on, because I do have a lot of vlogs I wanted to upload, but because it's been so long, you guys might be like, what happened? Why were you away? So I wanted to like just tell you guys what was going on. Long story short, nothing much happened. I got distracted with Disney stuff. I went back to Australia for 2 weeks. I got really sick and I'm still recovering. So, sorry guys. So, I got really sick in Australia and I'm still recovering now, as you can tell, but I'm getting much better. I think I will fully recover in like the next week and a half, but because, honestly, this sickness is pretty bad. I was coughing so much. I think I pulled a muscle on my rib, so every single time I cough, it hurts so much. So I'm trying my best not to cough. I got a huge mug of water next to me and I'm taking like these cough lollies to just suppress everything. So we're gonna get through this video. I wanted to film this for like the longest time, but honestly, I could not talk for like the last 2 weeks because every single time I did, I will go into like a coughing fit. But I felt like today I'm feeling good. I am almost recovered, so yeah, gonna spend some time and chat to you guys, let you guys know what was going on in the last, 2 months that I've been away. So, okay, where should we start? Okay, so this year, I really wanted to upload more videos onto YouTube. I was also focusing on opening up my small business cafe Shiba, which, okay, that's still happening, but I'm planning on doing something really different, but also really exciting. So that's gonna take a bit of time because I need to organize, a lot because I'm doing this with someone else. There's going to be like a lot of paperwork involved in this, so yeah, I would try and film the whole process on what I'm gonna do, but yeah, it's gonna be super exciting. So that's kind of like, in the works right now. So yes, I still want to do Cafe Shiba. It's just that it's going to take a little bit longer because I've got a bigger plan in mind. So there's that. I was trying to upload a lot of videos this year and I was on a roll for the first couple of weeks, but then, I got extremely distracted. Okay, me with ADHD, whenever I'm focused on something, I'm like hyper focused, where I tend to just ignore everything else around me and just focus on this one thing, which I'm trying to work on. Yeah, like this year I'm trying to work really hard on trying to get my life more organized, getting my shit together, which it's kind of working, but also not at the same time, work in progress. But yeah, basically, I got very distracted with Disney. If you guys follow me on my Instagram and TikTok, I don't really use TikTok much, but recently I kind of have been. I was uploading like a ton of Disney videos. Let me explain to you guys what was going on there, because, okay, look, I, sometimes go to Disney with my friends and I film a vlog here and there. I don't go to Disney that much. Like, I'm not like that big into Disney, but I was super into it during May and June because there's a new area that was opened just in June, and that is Fantasy Springs in Tokyo Disney Sea. It includes new areas, Frozen, Rapunzel, and Peter Pan. And I mean, like, prior to this, I knew this was happening, and whenever I stayed at the Sheraton Hotel at Disney, I would see like, the Frozen castle in the background. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I mean, it's going to be so busy when it opens. I'm not going to try and rush to get there anytime soon. Maybe I'll wait a year before I go because it's going to be like, really hard to get in. So I didn't think much about it until in March, I got an invite to go to the press day for Fantasy Springs. So I did not expect this because, like I said, I don't really go to Disney that much. I make Disney vlogs when I go there, but I don't do it that often. So, of course it was an honor and I was super excited and super pumped for this because in Japan, the foreign content creators that were invited, there were only like 3 of us. So I knew, okay, because it's so exclusive, I had to make the most of this, which I did. I'm usually a very unorganized person, but I was like on it with this. I had like a huge list of stuff I planned to do, which I managed to get through almost all of it. So yeah, I was pretty proud of myself. I spent like a month and a half uploading just purely Disney content on my Instagram and TikTok, because when I was invited for the press day, I was only allowed to upload for Instagram and TikTok, so that's why I focused on that. So, okay, going to Fantasy Springs, a new area, it was absolutely amazing, and it kind of like changed me a little bit. Like, I mean, before I liked Disney, I just wasn't like super into it, but going to Fantasy Springs, I was like, wow, this is so beautiful, it's magical, and honestly, it made me like Disney even more. So girl. So after going to Fantasy Springs for the first time, of course it wasn't open to the public yet. We went in 1 month before it opened. I was like, I need to get back in somehow. So at that time, this was like May, so Fantasy Springs wasn't open until June. So I was trying to find ways to get in, and I was doing so much research. Look, if I really want something, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get there. So because I was so desperate to get back into Fantasy Springs, I found out there were like soft openings. So I managed to go to that because I wanted to go back and film a video for YouTube. So I managed to do that. That was uploaded last month, I believe. And yeah, I went back twice to do the YouTube video. And then I went back like a few weeks later with my friends because I wanted to film another video on like how to get into the area without booking a hotel or going by a vacation package, just a normal Disney ticket. So that, I haven't started editing that video yet, but that will be up soon. But yeah, I was like so hyper focused on this Disney stuff that I just forgot about this channel. So I'm so sorry guys. I have so many videos I filmed. I did like a road trip with Hina. I went to a bunch of different cafes, restaurants and stuff. Yeah, all these videos should have been uploaded ages ago. It's just that I fell behind. So those videos will still be up. They will be coming up like after this video. So yeah, I will do my best to catch up on everything because there's so much content I have to upload for you guys. Disney happened. I am actually going back to Disney, Fantasy Springs, in September because I managed to book a hotel, the Fantasy Springs Hotel. So I'm going with a bunch of my friends, which I'm really excited for. But that's not for a few more months. So, you know, I'm done for Disney right now for a while because it's so hot in Japan right now. And also, honestly, in May and June, I went to Disney 8 times and I'm kind of like done for now. I feel like if I go back anytime soon, I'm going to end up hating it. So yeah, I thought maybe now it's best to just stay away, focus on other things. After that, a new game came out, Withering Waves. So it's kind of like Genshin Impact. So if you guys didn't know, I have a gaming channel where I upload Genshin Impact guides. Withering Waves is pretty much like a copy of Genshin. So that's why I decided to make guides on that game as well. Got focused on that. And then I got sick. Yes. So I caught COVID, I believe. I didn't know if it was COVID or not. That actually wasn't so bad. I was only sick for like 1 day and I was completely fine afterwards. But then I was flying back to Australia because I was going on a work trip with Sony. So at that time I had already, you know, passed the viral stage of COVID. So I was feeling fine, but when you get COVID, like, well, for me anyway, the last time I had it, I was coughing for like 6 weeks afterwards and it took so long to recover from the cough. But, you know, I was completely fine after like the first week. So yeah, I had this Sony trip that was booked ages ago and I booked with Malaysia Airlines. And because I have a friend who lives in KL in Malaysia, I thought it'd be nice to stop by to visit her, spend time with her, because we used to live in the same building in Sydney and we were really close. I really missed her, so I really wanted to spend more time with her. So that's why I wanted to go to KL first to visit. So I was in KL for like 3 days and it was so good. Like, I vlogged it. That vlog will be coming up. The food was absolutely amazing. I had such a good time. And then after that, I flew to Australia. So at that time, I was actually feeling okay. I was coughing a bit, but I was recovering. So it wasn't so bad. As long as I kept drinking enough water and kept taking the cough lollies, I was good. So the Sony trip was, oh, it was so good. We went to the Gold Coast. I had not been to the Gold Coast before. It was my first time, so I was very excited. So the Sony trip was bringing a bunch of people together to do all these fun activities, to learn more about Sony. So I'm a Sony digital imaging ambassador. So of course, I really wanted to go on this trip. So, okay. Because of our situation in Japan, Eric and I had decided we were going to stay because we love it here, we have great friends here, we love our life here, and at the moment we just don't see ourselves living or going back to Australia anytime soon. So because I was flying back to Australia for the Sony trip, we thought this would be a good time for us to sort out the stuff that we have in storage in Sydney. So when we left Australia to move to Japan, Japan was only meant to be like a 1 to 2 year thing, but Eric and I unexpectedly love Japan so much. We just love our life here. We decided we're going to be staying here possibly long term. I don't know how long. I don't want to say because things might change in like 3 to 5 years, but for now, we want to stay in Japan. So because at that time, we only planned to stay in Japan for like 1 to 2 years, we didn't bring all of our stuff over with us. We stored a bunch of furniture. We stored a lot of stuff, mainly kitchen stuff, in Sydney, thinking that we were going to move back so we can, take stuff out of storage and obviously buy a house or whatever. That's not happening anymore, but we're still paying for storage. I think we're paying like a couple of $100 a month, and that's, it's pretty expensive, so we don't want to do that anymore. So because I was flying back for Sony, we thought this would be a good chance to sort out the storage. So we decided to ship the storage to Perth, to our parents' place, so we can go through all of that stuff there. So the Sony trip was absolutely amazing. I got to do things I'd never done before. Of course, I vlogged it, so that will be coming up soon as well. But, okay. There was something going around in that Sony trip. So, okay, I was still recovering from COVID, so I still had my cough. But I wasn't carrying the infection anymore. I was over it. But because I kind of had, I guess, a weaker immune system because I was recovering, whatever that was going around in the Sony trip hit me much harder than everyone else, it seemed. So, okay, the Sony trip I was okay, but then the final day, I had lost my voice. So I wanted to film like an ending part of that vlog, which I still haven't done, so I'll do it after I film this. But I just couldn't talk. If I did talk, I would go into a coughing fit. So, okay, at the start I thought it was because the final night of the Sony trip, we were having a good time, we were partying, and I was singing and shouting a lot. And that's, okay, I thought that was why I had lost my voice. After that, I flew to Perth, and things went downhill from there. Okay, a lot of drama was happening on this trip. Everything was going wrong for me. Okay, the first thing that went wrong, I booked my flight through Malaysia Airlines, and I wasn't spending that much time in Perth, only like 4 to 5 days, because I had to go back to Japan because we got Hina, Hina was staying with our friend, and it was so nice that our friend took care of her for a week because we could leave it in a dog hotel, which she's fine with, but I knew that she would prefer to stay with our friend because they've got a dog as well, so she's got a friend to hang out with. So yeah, I didn't want to leave Hina for too long. That's why I only stayed in Perth was only planning to stay in Perth for like 5 days, I believe. And that was enough time for me to sort out the stuff in storage. So Eric had organized the storage to arrive in Perth, and I would have like 2 days to go through the stuff, which should have been okay. So when I was on the Sony trip, I got an email from Malaysia Airlines, and they had cancelled my flight from Kuala Lumpur to Tokyo. So my flight going back to Japan was going from Perth to KL, KL to Tokyo. They cancelled the KL to Tokyo part. And then they moved the flight to the day before. So now my flight schedule is looking like this. I go KL to Tokyo, and then the day after, Perth to KL. That doesn't work out, you know, like I need to get to KL first. How am I going to get there in the first place, right? They only changed one of my flights. So of course I had to fix this because there was no way for me to, you know, get back to Japan with this flight schedule. So, okay, because they had cancelled that flight, I could either choose to go back to Japan a day before or the day after. I didn't really want to fly back the day before because I was only in Perth for like 5 days, so that was cutting it really short. But then if I stayed back a day later, that wouldn't have really worked either because Hina was staying at our friend's house and they had booked a trip to leave the day after I picked up Hina. They could have left it at the dog hotel, but also they didn't have a document and everything like that, so I didn't really want to put that all on my friend. So then I ended up choosing to fly back a day earlier, which is not what I wanted, but what could you do? So that was the first thing that happened. The second thing that happened, this is probably like the most annoying thing. We had stored all of our stuff in Sydney, and we wanted to move it to Perth. So we had booked everything in. So we stored everything through Kent, and we paid $2,500 to ship this container from Sydney to Perth. That was scheduled for like the 1st of July. So I was flying back to Japan on the 4th of July. So actually that gave me like 3 days to, you know, sort everything out. But because my original flight got cancelled, I would have to leave Perth on the 3rd of July. That's okay, that gave me like 2 days still. So at least I still had time to go through my storage. Yeah, pretty much like a day after my whole flight drama, we get an email from Kent saying that they could not deliver our container until like the 9th of July, something like that. So of course I was pissed because the main point for me and Eric to go back to Perth was to sort out the stuff that's, you know, stored in the container. And there wasn't anything that we could do about it. The earliest that they could, like we had to argue a bit. The earliest that they could get it to Perth was the 4th of July, a day after I had already left. That was the earliest that they could get this container shipped over, even though they had agreed for the 1st of July. And we paid $2,500. So I was pissed at this. But there wasn't anything that we could do. For some reason, they just couldn't give it to us earlier. So I was not able to be in Perth for the container. But Eric is still in Perth. He was staying in Perth 1 week more than I was because I actually flew to Australia first because I had this Sony trip and he flew afterwards. So that's why we're trying to like break up the trip so we didn't have to leave Hina for too long. So yeah, long story short, Eric managed to go through the stuff and we're going to bring back some of the stuff, but it's really difficult because we stored so much. So we have decided, you know what, Eric's going to bring back as much as he can. And then we're going to make another trip back to Perth sometime, like maybe, I don't know, this year or next year, we'll see. And then we'll bring the rest of it over later. Because at least we were able to leave it at our parents' place and they've got a lot of space. So yeah, it's, like, it's not so bad. But yeah, like, you know, all of these things were going wrong. And on top of that, I did nothing in Perth because I was so sick. So like I mentioned, something was going on in that Sony trip. Something was getting passed around, some bug that it got everyone. So it wasn't me that passed it around because I was recovering from COVID. I was good. But something was, yeah, getting passed around and I got worse. I was coughing to the point where it was uncontrollable. I couldn't talk. I was like coughing every 2 seconds. I had a fever. I had body chills, body aches. It was not good. I was in bed the whole time in Perth. I did nothing. So in a way, because the stuff didn't come on time, at least I was able to rest up a bit. If it did come on time, I don't know if I would be able to go through everything because I was that sick. But yeah, basically I wasn't able to do anything. I was like bedridden the whole time I was in Perth. So I really wanted to like, you know, catch up on videos when I was in Perth so I can, you know, upload on this channel because it's been so long. But I was so sick I couldn't. I got back to Japan. I've been back for about half a week, almost a week now. And finally today I was like, okay, I feel like I can talk today without going into a coughing fit. So yeah, that's why I'm filming today. For the last week in Japan, I've been doing nothing, just staying home, trying to like, you know, clean up the place a bit, trying to unpack my bags. Look, I hate unpacking. So usually it takes me like 2 weeks to unpack my suitcase. It's getting there. Like I would say I'm like 75% done. But I just really needed to rest, which I was able to do. So I feel a lot better. It's just this cough is still lingering. But yeah, like I mentioned, I feel like in about 1.5 weeks, I would be 100% recovered. And yeah, hopefully this pain stops on my rib. I feel like it's gonna be there for a while though, because it was like, yeah, it was really bad. Yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, because of all that, I have not been able to upload on this channel. And yeah, I'm really sorry guys. I really miss vlogging and I have so much content I need to upload. So yeah, over the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna try and upload like 2 videos a week on this channel. And then on my main channel as well, like I was doing my skincare just a few days ago and I was like, I really miss doing skincare videos. And yeah, I feel like I really want to get back into all of that again. I just have to get organized pretty much, which is something I'm not good at, but it's a work in progress. I'm getting there. So yeah. Anyway, that's just the update. I feel like I need to like stop talking because if I talk any longer, this cough is gonna come back. I just have to rest my voice. So, you wanna go for a walk? You wanna go walk? Yeah, you do? Alright, we're gonna go for a walk, so thank you so much guys. And I know that, you know, I'll be uploading all these old videos here and there, but yeah, if you guys have any more things that you want me to film, I'm gonna do my best to try and like, you know, just do more at home videos because I really do miss doing all that. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to see on this channel, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.